Hello and welcome back to Faster Than Light. I'm just going to go ahead and jump straight back into our game. And what is it with the last 2 or 3 episodes? Every time we come in, we've got like half hull. I'm sure we're repairing it mid-game, so I must have had the worst luck when ending these videos. Right, so if I remember correctly, we are in a civilian sector, I believe. Fairly good situation really, except for the hull. Got a store here, probably enough to repair. Yeah, we'll go ahead and just jump straight to the store, repair our hull as the first order of business today. A mantis crew here has hunkered down in the abdomen of a long-dead space whale. Once again, the only way, presumably, for them to operate their black market trade without detection. Worth a look? Always. Now, they've got a drone control here, and we have one drone. We're going to go ahead and sell these weapons, which we won't be using. Brings us up to 152. Fix all. Now, we can make a choice. We could buy the drone control and just keep it around for the repair drone, and I don't really see a reason not to. We'll go ahead and buy that and top up on fuel. That's about all we need. We've got enough missiles. I mean, it's unlikely I'm going to be using the small bomb unless absolutely need to. Now, one thing you'll notice is the drone system requires 2 power to activate. The thing with drones is when they're turned on, it'll consume 1 drone part or sometimes 2. I'm not sure on that, but I believe it's just 1 drone part per drone you activate. And the power required to use it. If the drone system is damaged whilst that drone is active, I'm not sure, but I believe the drone breaks and you need to redeploy it and thus use another drone part. So it's quite important to protect your drone system once you've actually committed the resources to turn one on. But we'll go ahead and jump out of here now. I'm not liking the distance involved in a jump if we jump down to this sector, so we'll go ahead and jump up to the distress signal and work our way down and towards the exit. Now, it appears a distress beacon is coming from the surface of a nearby moon. Your sensors are picking up a single life form. Again, we've got quite a large crew complement here, so I'm not too worried about going to investigate, though I really wouldn't want to lose anyone. Even Kozar, our recently freed slave. But now is the best time to try our luck with these sorts of things, so let's go ahead. You find a man living alone in a cave. For the appearance of his wrecked ship, it seems he's been here for many years. He looks healthy, but his mental state is questionable. We can bring him back to the ship in hopes of finding some help for him. Leave the madman to his ravings, he's not worth the risk, or medbay, bring him to your medbay. Now, I believe this is only here because we've upgraded our medbay, so we'll go ahead and choose that. Once inside your advanced medbay, the system is able to identify and minimize the trauma associated with being alone for so long. Wow, it's an awesome medbay. Once awake, he states, "I don't know how to repay you. I feel 10 years younger. Let me serve on your ship." Wow. There we are. We've now got a full crew complement, I believe. And it's a Zultan. That is wonderful. I shall tell you why now. The Zultan are close allies of the Engi. Their innate energy is strong enough to power a ship's systems, they provide power to occupied systems, but their maximum health is reduced. However, that does mean our Zultan crew member can stand in the drone bay, and I can shut down the med bay and have enough power to pump into the drone system if we want to. That actually works out really well. Right, let's go ahead and jump forward. You stumble upon some Zultan military vessels engaging in combat training. Their energy shields are impressive, but you note how quickly beam and ion weaponry take them down. Just that little tip, I think we've heard that one before earlier in the series, so we'll just go ahead and move on. We can jump down to store, but we don't really have anything to sell or buy. So instead, we're going to visit this unvisited location. It may give us enough time to quickly jump here, and then move back through the nebula. I'm not sure. We'll see how this system links. You arrive at the Zultan research facility. They say they are researching genetic distortion due to stasis sleep and prolonged faster-than-light travel. They ask if your crew has the time to undergo a few scans. We've participated in this study previously, and it turned out quite well, so we'll go for it again. As soon as you dock, pirates burst on board and a hostile ship appears on the radar. You hear the Zultans yell in the distance, "We're being held hostage!" Wow. Okay, and those looks like 2 drones there. This is not exactly what I had hoped for. Right, we'll get Kozar in there, Arson and Kirby all head in there. In fact, we'll get Extra in there as well, so that'll be 4 men against 2, because they do have a rock and looks like a human. We'll also set up our Ion to target their weapon system, I believe. And I'll hold the burst laser until the Ion is fired, so that their shields... Oh, actually no, because of this like extra layer of shielding, you may as well just throw everything at them. Those 2 drones are going to irritate our shields a lot. Right, we'll go ahead and fire again. In fact, we may be able to get away with not firing the heavy laser yet. And I'll take the burst laser off for that reason. No, we'll have the burst laser fire first. Right, that's not good. We need an NG up there right away. In the meantime, Charlie can head to engines. Charlie, what an interesting name for Zultan. But it looks like Kozar's taking quite a pounding there, so I'm going to bail him out. It looks like their rock crewman was taken out pretty quickly, actually. Right, and Kirby's in full health, so he can move over there. Right, we want to hold on to this laser until the Ion and burst laser are ready to fire. Oh, there we go. Let's get that up. And finally... drat, it didn't work. But we can have swamps back in engines now. Charlie can move... Well, he doesn't need to really be anywhere specific. We'll power up medbay fully to get as much healing going out as we can. Just waiting on the iron blast now. Right, we'll get Arson back in the teleporter room. Kozar can stay in medbay and Extra back on weapons. Once Arson gets to the teleporter room, I think we'll push Kirby and Arson over onto their ship. We'll target... I think that's an NG, so we'll go for Ryan. There's Kusi and Scoops. We'll wait for that ion beam to fire. There we go, the ion beam is fired. We'll shoot the burst laser at the weapons as well. And the heavy laser. And this may be enough to take them out. Well, at least their weapon system. Right, there we go. We've done some damage, not a huge amount, but we're going to go ahead and send Arson and Kirby across. Let's make sure everything's okay. Get Kozar in there to help with the repairs, and Charlie. There we go. Now they're engaging in the fight. Get our ion weapon to go for their shields again. Oh, damn it. Right, so we need to get that repaired. I'm gonna wait for the ion to power up and fire. And follow that up with the burst laser again. And the heavy laser. Well, I'm not going to do that much damage, but... Right, we'll vent this area. This is quite a frantic battle. I think someone just leveled up, I'm not sure who. Ah, Arson just leveled up in combat. Excellent, let's have a quick look at that. 10% more damage. Wonderful. Now, with them two in the weapons room and no one to fight them, they're pretty much free to just tear it apart. But we'll keep our Ion Blast in reserve until the burst laser is ready to fire. Now we get Swamps back on engines, and Williams back into the shield room. And of course he would go through the bloody fires, wouldn't he? Okay, let's fire the ion blast again. Followed up by the burst laser. Followed up by the heavy laser. Right. Hopefully that's taken off one... No, it's taken off both of their drones by the looks of it. And it's excellent. But I'm getting a little bit worried for the safety of our crew, so we're going to recall them. And immediately send them to medbay. Right, that area is fine, so we'll... Oh, damn it, we can't close the door. Right, we'll get Williams over to the door control. Try and patch that up as fast as we can. In the meanwhile, we'll keep the ion blast behind. And no, we'll go for it now. Followed by the burst laser, followed by the heavy laser. Excellent. Now that our door control is online, we've repaired one pip. As I said earlier, when the door control is damaged, the first layer of damage will revert our doors from being like bulkheads to being regular doors, and only when both layers, both sort of power pips are gone, will the doors become inoperable completely. So we'll go ahead and close the doors now. I think we'll leave Williams there to repair that, and we'll leave our crew in the medbay to heal. Charlie can go back to the drones, and I mean, I'm fairly sure we're going to win this battle now, but we'll try and keep up the pressure. Wait for our ion blast to charge again. There we go. Followed by burst laser, followed by heavy laser. Oh, damn it. Right, he's gone back to helm. It shouldn't be too hard for us to take out, but we'll just stack up the attacks. Damn it. Okay, that wasn't as good as I'd hoped. Let's get these guys back to the teleport, to the telipad. Swamp can go and heal. Get Williams back on shields. Kozak can stand around, and it looks like everyone's in place. Their weapons are completely offline. So for the moment, there's not much they can do, so we just keep up the same pattern of attack as we had before. And this should be a done deal, I'm hoping. Let's pull down the power there and just put it back into engines, though. It didn't matter too much that Swamps wasn't in the engine room, and thus lowered our evasion, because they don't really have any weapons that can go online. Let's go ahead and try and take him out. There we go. That was actually a difficult fight, but we pulled through quite well. And 55 scrap. Worth it. And 2 extra missiles. This is excellent. Thank you for rescuing us. They had held us hostage to ambush unsuspecting passers-by. Please take this. 3 fuel, 2 missiles, 28 scrap, and a defense drone Mark 1. Again, another drone that takes 2 power, but we'll quickly have a look at that. Oh, and another system repair drone, actually. That's quite good. Right, it'll shoot down incoming missiles and asteroids. So if we jump into an asteroid field, it'll be imperative to get that system online. Likewise with missile-heavy ships. But if they've got boarding... actually, also boarding drones. Because the boarding drone is launched as a pod. And that's why it has a breach, generally, in the room where it lands in, because it's literally puncturing the ship and then emerging inside. That would be quite useful to have if we know they're going to be attacking us with boarding drones. But other than that, it's not really going to be useful, because the Mark 1 can only shoot down missiles and the like. So, we're back down to half hull. But we've got decent scrap, but I'm going to go ahead and increase our power by... I'm tempted to put up another one, but it's difficult to choose. The crew teleporter, it's an interesting system. You may have noticed that whilst we teleported across the enemy ship, the crew teleporter remained down. It like had the effect of ion damage. Essentially, what it takes currently at level 1, 20 seconds to recharge and be able to pull someone back, or indeed send more people to the ship. At level 2, it'll only take 15 seconds, and at level 3, which takes in total 90 extra scrap and 2 extra power, it'll take 10 seconds, but it could be very useful to have. But for the time being, I think we'll put an extra bit of power in there. This way, even without Charlie in the drone room, we'll be able to power one system, and that will probably be quite important to us. But in the meantime, we'll just put this extra power in onto you and medbay. So let's go ahead and jump. Now, as I discussed, I'd be interested in exploring this, but we are quite damaged. And as I've said before, I would really like to get to the end sector, so I'm very tempted to just go to the store just to quickly heal up before moving on. And yeah, I think that would be the best course of action to take. A human ship hails. My friends, please, there is nothing I don't have, and there is nothing worth wanting that I can't get. Why not take a look around my shop? Very convincing. Let's have a look. There are quite a lot of systems here. Let's go ahead and sell that. Now, I would really love to grab some of these. As you can see, long-range sensors would obviously be a very great help. Allow us to see us what's like around the corner, basically, the next beacon over. The scrap recovery arm increases the amount of scrap we get, and the repair arm, which is especially nice, repairs the hull every time you collect scrap, but it reduces the amount of scrap you gain by 15%. If you had the scrap recovery arm and the repair arm, they'd sort of start to cancel each other out, though you'd still be getting 5% less scrap, but no. We can't afford to do it. Let's repair, which is why we came here, buy some extra fuel, and we're almost broke. It's been a long time since we broke. Or even close to it, actually, in this playthrough. Now, I think I'll move Kozar closer to these systems. That way he can be quick to respond if we need to repair them. And Charlie's already over here, so we've got 3 able-bodied crew members that can respond to repairs. 2 specifically, who don't really need to be in the rooms they're in, except for obviously Charlie if we're powering one of the drones. But that does leave us free to send Arson and Kirby across to another ship even when we're under heavy damage. Though I probably wouldn't take that course of action. Alright, well I think it's clear to get to the exit we're going to have to go through the nebula, so let's go ahead and do that. There's nothing here save the vast swirls of gas reflecting from a distant sun. Poetic. Let's carry on. Well, we should have plenty of time, so let's visit all the sectors we can before moving on. That way, we can our crew can gather experience. I'm not sure if they get experience for doing the jumps, but they certainly do if we encounter someone and actually have a fight. And that'll be very important for us once we get to the end sector. Oh, damn. Right, you jump into the middle of a plasma storm. Multiple recently incapacitated ships loom in the shadows, briefly illuminated by the lightning. We can manually search the wreckage for survivors and equipment, avoid the risk and wait to jump away unscathed. Now, a plasma storm, as I've mentioned before I believe, basically reduces our systems to 1/2 of their natural power. So we can leave our shield fully charged, which is great, but we won't. We'll take 2 power out of that and just to put into the other systems, but I'm quite tempted to search. I mean, we'll never have a better opportunity, I don't think. We're fully healed. Got a full crew. I mean, obviously, nervous glances being exchanged between the crew members. They're not really sure what's out there, but I think our seasoned crew, you know, Aavak especially, Arson, because he thinks he's a badass. You know, so got a recent skill up in combat. He thinks he can take on the world. Yeah, they're for it. So we'll go ahead and have a look. While the crew is off the ship, searching through the wrecks, 2 hulls crash into each other and breaking the crew's tethers. You have no time to react as someone is knocked away, floating helplessly into the gaseous clouds. Damn it. 1 missile, 1 drone part, 26 scrap. Not very good condolence for who we're going to lose. I don't know who. Good luck, everyone. Oh no. Oh no, oh no. We have lost Kirby. Man down. He was a brave man with a terribly stupid name, but, you know, he soldiered on regardless. We will miss you, Kirby. Such a waste. Let's power up our engines fully. And, yeah, get ready to move out. Goodbye, Kirby. Really, I'd like to spend more time looking, but, alas, too dangerous. Hopefully someone will find you. Someone manually searching for survivors. Best of luck. Let's move on. You cycle through the wideband comm channels as soon as you arrive. Nothing but static. Though the crew fancy that they can hear the disembodied voice of Kirby calling to them. Such a brave rock man. taken before his time. But nothing we can do now. Time to move on. Well, we've been through a storm. I don't know if there are more than one storm in any particular sector, much like asteroid fields or suns. I'm fairly certain that there's only one sun in each sector, but I'm not 100% on that. But we'll move on, assuming we don't run into any more storms. It's worrying that the rebels have penetrated so deep into the uncharted space of this region, even if it's only an unmanned craft. Its arms, its weapons, you should do the same. Oh, we shall. They've got one attack drone, and they do have a missile there, so I'm tempted. We've got 13 drone parts, so we'll go ahead and... Oh, no, not enough power. Why not? Not enough system power. Well, we've got system power, so I would assume we'd be able to put it in. Let's just pull him out for a moment. Oh, there we go. That's strange. For some reason he was interfering. But we'll move him into medbase, so medbase stays fully online. And this is our defense drone. It'll orbit around the bubble of our shield, shooting down incoming missiles. Right, we'll go for their systems. I'll go ahead. As you see, it just shot that down before it was able to hit, which is excellent. It won't attack drones, which is a shame. But being able to shoot down missiles is more than good enough for me. Let's keep their shield down. We'll wait for an ion to be ready and fire again. Not enough really, but it's not too bad. We'll wait for a full volley and let's try again. Again, we missed by just 1 point. We really need to take this out, because that drone will gradually damage our ship. Right, we've lost the ion blast, which is not good at all. We'll go ahead and try for the weapon system once more. Ah, thank goodness. Right, this should quite quickly rectify itself, this situation. With their weapon system down, they're not going to be constantly hammering us with ion blasts and constantly wearing down our shields, so that drone is very quickly going to be overwhelmed by the power of our shields. And our weapon systems are back online. We'll bring back on the ion weapon. And as you notice, even though we hadn't powered oxygen, it still takes 2 hits to disable the system. So the first hit merely damaged the system, but didn't actually reduce its efficiency because we were only powering it at 1/2 anyway. Let's go ahead. No. Got plenty of time. We can wait this out. We're in a much better equipped ship. But it's frustrating that we're missing so many shots. I don't believe that the person at the weapons console affects how well we can aim, only the speed at which we recharge our weapons. That was very lucky. It got in just before the shields came back up. We'll start going for the shields now, though. That won't get through. And we'll wait again. There we go. Full volley ready. We've missed. Okay. Wait again. Oh, well, actually, we'll just start hammering it as soon as we've got the ion ready. And there we go. No. I'm not really sure. I mean, I've noticed that the speed, the order in which I launch my weapons and the speed after the ion blast does have an impact. In that if I launch the burst laser too soon, the ion blast won't have reached their shield before the burst laser, a couple of the burst laser shots hit. So I'm trying to make sure that the burst laser lands second, giving us the best chance to knock down the weakened shields and allow the heavy laser through. Though Extra is not having very good luck hitting this ship, and we're just at a stalemate at the moment. Though that should help. Taking the shield down a peg should just make it that much easier now to overwhelm it and eventually take it out completely. There we go, this is getting much easier now. It is pretty much game over. I mean, our victory was more or less assured, but it did take much longer than I would have liked. We need to look into that. We could have powered the small bomb there, but clearly Extra wasn't confident in that plan. The ship explodes, leaving behind a substantial collection of useful scrap material. 2 fuel, 2 missiles, and 39 scrap. So, let's move Arson down here again. And Kozar, who has, with Kirby gone, been promoted to Marine. He's quite happy about that, you know, coming from the gladiatorial slave pits. It's the sort of ideal job, really, for him to move into, but still, Arson misses his partner. Good old dependable Kirby. Now, we've got plenty of time in this sector, so I think we'll go ahead and check out this distress beacon before moving on. Though the rebels are going to speed up once we exit this area. Greetings, it's so good to see you. We've been out of fuel and floating out here for weeks. We were terrified a pirate or those damned rebels would find us first. Could you spare some fuel? Oh, 3 fuel. We're quite low on fuel. Well, relatively speaking. I mean, at one point we were almost at 30. But, I mean, it's a horrible situation to just be, sat out in space waiting on the mercy of passers-by who might not be that merciful. And, you know, they also said those damn rebels, which immediately warms us to them. So Aavak makes the very kind decision to siphon off some fuel and send it across. We give them fuel. Thank you. Here, have this extra scrap as payment. 56 scrap. We can buy much more than 3 fuel for 56 scrap. That was an amazing deal. Well done. Let's have a look. We can... We would be pushing our luck a bit, but... This will probably... By hitting this sector, this one would be here. We'd have to then jump back, which would bring it about here. And then jump... I think we would be landing in a rebel-controlled sector by then. It's hard to judge, but... We're going to... Thinking about the mission, Aavak reminds the crew that we have a job to do. They're not here to sightsee or gather scrap. And indeed, one of the crew has bravely given his life for this mission. We cannot dishonor that sacrifice. We have to move on. So we'll just jump back here. It should be clean. Yep. And straight onto the exit. You've arrived at the long-range beacon. When the faster-than-light drive is charged, you can jump to the next sector. You come across a pirate in hot pursuit of an unidentified ship. You quickly receive a transmission from the pirate. Stay out of this fight and we'll make it worth your time. Or worth your while. You can accept their bribe, which involves 1 missile, 1 drone part and 30 scrap, which doesn't really seem that much given how much we're getting for random events at the moment. Or try to be a hero and attack the pirate. Once again, that's a very loaded suggestion. I mean, who wouldn't try to be a hero? And indeed, we're not going to try. We will be heroes. In the memory of Kirby, we shall save this unidentified ship. Now, they've got a teleporter, so they are going to beam across. They've got a missile system. Okay, we're bringing up the defense satellite. That won't stop this teleporting weapon, though. This will be hard, so we're going to go ahead and focus fire on the shields again. We'll wait for the first ion blast. We'll probably get a few ion blasts before anything happens. Quickly get over here. They should be able to take this out quickly. Right, queue up the next attack. We'll go ahead and throw everything at it. Excellent. We've taken out their teleporting weapon and one of their burst... Well, I think that's a regular burst laser, I'm not sure. But that was excellent. That really was much better than I'd hoped. That missile shouldn't be a problem with our defense drone there. And our 2 humans... Well, they've got a Mantis who's going to be called Jill. Really? These names. Not that it's bad for a human, but I would have expected a giant space insect to be called something else. But nevertheless, she is going to be a problem. Kozar. Wait a minute. Kozar is... Oh, sorry. Kozar is fighting Chris. I thought Kozar was the name of the slug there for a moment. Family relation or something. But that shouldn't be too much of a problem. I don't think slugs have an innate penalty, but Arson is good at what he does, so we should be okay. Let's get back to this. They managed to weaken our shields a lot there. Let's keep up on their weapon system. Right, okay. Arson, get out. Kozar, get out. In the medbay with Charlie, he's giving the additional pip of power to the medbay, or whatever you want to call those things. Bar of power. So this should be running at full speed, so it should be good. Get the burst laser firing as well. Okay, damn, it didn't work. They are going to take out our door control, but I don't mind too much. We need to take down their weapon system, though. Right. Oh, shit. They're in there. Right, quickly, you guys need to get down there. And Aavak needs to come out of there for a moment. Right, these two are Marines of a sort. Get in there and take out... should be able to take out Chris easily. Jill is at less than half health. In the meanwhile, Aavak and Charlie can repair the door control. The iron blast going again. There's so much to do later in the game. It's I rely heavily on using pause. You may have noticed there that the teleported bomb missed. Now, even though it's a teleported weapon, it still is subject to the evasion chance. And if we evade, it basically just teleports outside the ship somewhere and explodes. Completely. Without any harm to the ship being done. Charlie, you stay there. Aavak go in a hail. After he's healed, he can jump in to the helm. Actually, that's a terrible idea. Aavak, get there right now, because we're without a helmsman. Aavak, get there right now. Listen to me. Right, we weren't able to avoid that one, and it's not really surprising, given that no one was trying to dodge. Yeah, I'm back on. Oh, I got another one. Where is it? Helm. This is terrible. Okay, Charlie, get in there. You guys get to the transporter room. We're going to try and get on the ship, do some damage. Right, we need you there now. Yeah, go for weapons. Yeah, we should be able to take him out pretty quickly. Extra, get in there, help with the fire. Charlie, help with the fire. Do this quickly. Drone control's down. That is not good. Who's hurt? Who's hurt? Who's dying? Williams. Okay, he should be good. He should be good. I can no longer prevent that missile from hitting. This is not going as well as I had hoped. Right, Williams, get in there, fix that, while the rest of the... No, work on the shields, work on the shields. Kozar's taking a pounding. Should win. Right, they've won that fight. It's risky, Kozar is really close to death, but... we need this sorted. Though, having said that, they're down to one crew, there's no one on the helm. We could pull him back. No, we'll leave him there for now, since... Kirby? Kirby is on their ship. You traitorous dog. After all we did for you. After the tears. The many, many bottles of space booze that were poured out into the vacuum by people in spacesuits. Not, you know, just leaning out the window because that would be stupid. But, yeah, let's quickly get that up and running. I can't believe Kirby would do this to us. The pirates are all dead, leaving the ship dead in space. You scrounge what you can from their ship before contacting its former prey. 2 missiles, 1 drone part, 54 scrap. Thank the heavens you showed up. We don't have much to offer as a reward, but our engineers should be proficient enough to patch your ship a bit after that nasty fight. Full health. Ooh. Oh, that would have been terrible. Patch up our ship and then immediately get it busted up by missiles that would just happen to be in transit at the time. Okay, well, just recall our crew. I really wish we could take over ships that we defeat like that. That would be awesome. But alas, it is not meant to be. Right, we'll get everyone healed up to full. May as well now that we have the opportunity. Arson, get in there with... oh, okay, Charlie's finished the job. Well done, Charlie. You can get over there. Kozar, he's got a ways to go yet. Kozar, go help there. Extra, back into medbay. Charlie, go help there as well, actually. Aavak, man, so many people got wounded there from various shots. It was actually a really difficult fight, surprisingly. Right, we've got Extra back on weapons. Swamps back on engines. Aavak back on the helm. Charlie's got lower health anyway. I hadn't noticed that, but he isn't actually wounded. It's just that's as high as health goes. I should have been checking this. but all things said and done, it looks like we're safe. With 182 scrap as well. Before we head on and end this video, I'm going to put some more power into the weapon system. And some extra power there. I think that's the best thing to do at the moment. Maybe a little there as well. See if we can power everything. And that leaves us enough to bring all 4 of our weapon systems online. This should be a considerable threat to any ship. We've got a teleporting bomb, an ion weapon which fires all the time, a burst laser, and a heavy laser. We even have enough power to run the defense or system repair drone. This, and a boarding party. I mean, if it wasn't for the fact we'd lost Kirby, this would be perfect. But it turns out he was a traitorous dog and really didn't deserve our pity when he got sucked out into the space vacuum. I mean, poor old Swamps, he was beside himself. Not much as Arson. Arson was all ready to just unhook his tether and just fly out there like the insane marine that he is. But no, the next sector. Now we've got a choice here, Uncharted Nebula or Slug-controlled Nebula. This is quite interesting. It's not the Slug homeworld though, and I believe it would have to be. I think you unlock various ships at the homeworld, so Slugs. I mean, they can be hostile or neutral. They're never really nice. So we'll go to the Uncharted Nebula, I think. Yeah, that's what we'll do. And we'll have a quick look. This nebula must have been an important hub at one point. Placing all of these jump beacons would be no easy task. However, now it's hardly navigable. Let's have a quick look at the sector. There's a store. Could save that scrap away and seeing if we could buy something. But it's done now. We've got plenty of systems we can visit. We may be lucky in this may be a store as well. In which case we can go to the last sector with a relatively well-equipped ship, but for the time being we shall leave it there. The fate of the EFZ Silence hangs in the balance. Although it looks pretty good at the moment, it is low on fuel and missing 1 crew member. Even though you turned on us in the end, our crew can't find themselves not to feel a little bit sorry that you're gone, Kirby. And that we then killed you. And in fact, I think it was Arson, of all people, who dealt the final blow. Such is the nature of friendship, that he mercifully let you die a warrior's death instead of blowing the ship up with you on it and then safely back on ours. You should be thankful, really.